right, good morning. This is Joy from Enjoy Fitness 43, and today we're going to be doing our mobility class that we talked about. So all you need is room to move around, so a couple mats or a nice floor that's cushioned, some kind. You don't want to be just on straight floor. You need a mat of some kind, especially if you have any kind of knee issues. And you still need some water because you're still going to be moving around. It's not just stretching that we're going to do. We are going to be adding some movement into it for this mobility. So get that stuff ready so that we can move. So that you have to remember that mobility and flexibility are part of fitness too, so don't skip mobility workouts as part of your fitness. You should be doing 1 or 2 mobility workouts a week too. Okay, so we're going to start with our hips, okay? So we're going to sit with our feet out in front of us, and we're just going to rock our knees side to side. So everybody's going to be different with this, how far you can rock your hips side to side. My hands are just planted just right behind my hips. My fingers nice and wide so that I can absorb the pressure of my upper body going from side to side. And I gotta tuck my heels in every now and then because my feet like to walk out while I'm going. And then as I get more used to it, I'm gonna allow my knees to drop a little bit more each time. It's not super fast, so don't try to make it into a quick movement. Just whatever you feel like a nice easy pace is for you. It can be much slower than what I'm doing. Okay, good. Now we're going to take the legs to the side, okay, and then we're going to reach out, and we're going to hold that for a second, and then we're going to come over, and my feet aren't on top of each other, so I'm not over here, okay, and I'm going to reach out, good, and then I'm going to take it to the other side, and I'm going to reach out, good, get deep into that hip. And again, as you do this, you might start wiggling forward a little bit, but you can just scoot yourself back, which I'm going to have to do. I just scoot back a little bit. Now just reach to the side. Okay, let's do it one more time on each side. Now you might not be able to make your knees go over like that without touching your fingers to the floor, and that's okay. That's just one of those things that you're going to work on. Good. Okay, now we're going to take our hands to the floor and our knees to the floor, okay? And we're going to bring it up and around, okay? Big circle. Okay, then we're going to go back the other way, okay? Up and around. Okay, let's trade sides. Go back first. Now, try not to drop your head down. Let's keep that neck in alignment with your spine. And let's go the other way with your knee. Nice. Okay, so we're going to make sure our knees are shoulder width apart, and we're going to push back, like into child's pose if you've ever done yoga. And then again, back. And one more time. Good, and then we're gonna come up and we're gonna extend one leg, okay? And we're gonna bring it up and over. Okay, so it's like a rainbow, making an arc. Nice straight leg, making an arc. Good job. So you're working a little strength and you're working that mobility, lifting up and making that rainbow. Okay, now we're gonna bring it back. Let's do the other side, okay? Extend the leg, making that arc. Perfect. Okay, now we're gonna come back to all fours and you're gonna open your knees up wider than hip width apart, and we're gonna push back again. So those hips will hopefully land in between those heels, okay? And come back up. Press the hips back. And come back up. And again, press the hips back. And then we're gonna come back up. Good, now you're gonna crisscross your feet and we're gonna come all the way up and bring those legs out in front. Good, now we're gonna have the toes come up, not out, up. You're gonna lift up nice and high and you're gonna look out in front of you and you're gonna reach for the toes. Good, so looking over the feet, trying to grab for the toes. So if you can't grab your toes, you're gonna grab for your shins or your ankles, but we're thinking flat back, not roundy back, okay? Flat back, looking out over the toes. Good job. And we're just gonna hold it here. The whole time looking up. Okay, and then we're gonna bring ourselves up, and then we're gonna bring in one leg, okay? So I want the ankle over the thigh, so we're past the knee, and we're over the thigh with our ankle. And we're gonna press down on that knee just a little bit, okay, to work on that hip, okay? Just pressing down on the knee. Don't make it hurt, just make it, so that you can feel that stretch a little bit. Good. So I hope you have nice, relaxing music on where you're at. Okay, so now we're going to go forward again. So we're thinking about getting our chest over that bent over part of that leg. And we're gonna reach forward, and we're just gonna look forward. We're not going to look down. That's gonna come later. And we're trying to keep this foot up, so we're trying not to drop it off to the side. So you can grab again onto your ankle or reach out towards your foot. Just looking straight out in front. Nice, easy breathing. Remember, your body is going to fall into that flexibility and allow your muscles to relax on your exhale. So when you exhale, you can feel those muscles relax. And then we're gonna slowly bring ourselves up. And now we're just gonna bring that leg all the way out. So you have crisscross ankles, okay? We're gonna reach both arms up and then we're going to just reach out like we're gonna grab onto that bottom foot. And again, you're still looking straight out in front of you. Not down at that knee yet, you're just looking out in front of you. Breathing the whole time. Okay, and then we're gonna roll ourselves up. Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna uncrisscross those legs. Okay, and we're gonna go out for both legs again. Okay, so we're gonna lift up, and then we're gonna reach out again, trying to grab onto those ankles or reach out past those toes. So what's this doing? It's gonna help the lower back and your hamstrings, calves, all sorts of different things are being stretched right here. Upper back, shoulders, you name it. It's getting worked on. Just reaching out in front of you like this. But you gotta breathe. Let that exhale take over to allow you to gain that flexibility. Okay, and then we're gonna roll ourselves back up. Okay, so now we're gonna do the other side. So we're gonna bring up that other leg, okay. So past the knee, ankle past the thigh on the other side, and we're gonna press down again. Just to help release that hip to start with. Not super hard, don't yank it down. And breathe, relax. Watch that other leg. I like to have a tendency to get lazy and roll that hip out. And try not to do that, because that kind of messes up the whole alignment of what we're trying to do when you do that. And you get lazy. Okay, we're gonna release. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take our body forward. And reach out. Okay, because the whole method to our madness right now is to try to align ourselves with our mobility and to fix maybe any problems that we're having with our muscles and our joints and our bones while we're stretching. So if we don't have good alignment while we're stretching, then we're not going to fix that problem or help it. So we got to be aware of what's going on. And women especially, I like to start with the hips because women have a tendency to carry a lot of their stress in their hips. So we're unusually tight in our hips a lot of the time. So it's just a good idea to work on our mobility in our hips, because if we have knee pain or ankle pain or lower back pain, if we start with our hips, maybe we can alleviate some of the pain in other areas. Okay, we're gonna inhale, exhale, come all the way up, and then we're gonna slide the knee down. Okay, big inhale, exhale, forward fold. Okay, remember we're reaching out to that toe. Maybe you're grabbing onto your ankle, but we're still looking forward because we want that nice straight back still. You know, we do a lot of squats and lunges and side lunges and front lunges and deadlifts. So we're working on that hinge all the time in that hip. So it's good to work on that, give that area some love. where everything happens when we walk, when we sit and stand and go upstairs, getting in and out of bed, sit up. So without those hips, there's not a whole lot that can happen. So we have to take care of them because they're in use constantly throughout the day. So even if you're sitting in a desk all day long, your hips take the brunt of that. Okay, inhale, exhale. Let's slowly work our way back up. Feeling that in that lower back. Don't worry, we're going to get that pretty soon. Okay, extend both legs out. Up we go. And then inhale, exhale, forward again. Okay, reaching out in front. So if you can't touch your toes, you can pause me and you can go ahead and go get yourself a towel, or if you have a yoga strap that you can use to help you stretch more. Those are handy tools to have during mobility workouts, to hold on to help pull yourself closer to, so you're not grabbing onto your ankles. Maybe you can pull onto them and to help a little bit more. So if you want to go grab one of those in a second after we're done with this stretch, because we're going to go onto our back next. Okay, inhale, exhale. Okay, roll the shoulders down and back. All right, so we're going to go onto our back next. So if you want to grab a strap or a towel or something to help you on your back, you can grab that. All right? Okay, so grab yourself a drink of water before we get onto our back. That off to the side. Okay, so we're going to roll onto our back. Nice and easy. And we're going to start by just bringing our knees to our chest. So everybody's different, and I know I had you on your knees earlier, and some of you are going like, oh, I didn't like that. And of course, you can put more things under your knees to make them feel better. I have a little bone spur on one of mine, and if I hit it just right, ooh, it hurts like crazy, so I understand. So you do what you can with your knees. But we've got to keep, if you have arthritis, you've got to keep those knees moving. You've got to keep bending those knees. Okay? And we're going to take them up, and we're going to push through the heel. That means you're going to lift the heel up and try to stretch through those calves. Okay? And then we're going to pull the legs towards you. And this is where that strap or that towel is going to come in handy. You can throw it over the top of your feet, and then you can pull onto the sides and pull them towards you. If you can't, grab onto your ankles or the tops of your feet, and then that way you can pull them closer to you a little bit more. And I want you to think about your tummy right here. I want you to think about your abs, and you're going to pull them down onto the floor like you're trying to get your belly button down to the floor, and work on that lower back compression. Okay, so you're not holding your breath, you're just using your tummy muscles to help protect the lower back. And we're drawing our legs towards us. Good. And we're again breathing, using our exhale, excuse me, to draw the legs towards us more. Okay, I don't expect you to touch them to the floor, even though that is a stretch. But then our high knee comes up off the floor. But I want you to think about not raising that tailbone up off the floor too much right now. Just relax your face. Let the jaw be loose and the tongue float in the mouth, okay? Because the more tension you have in the face, the more tension you're going to have in the rest of your body. And some people are really tight in those hamstrings. So we're going to try to relax that. So if you find that you're really bending those knees a lot, that's okay. You're going to work on it. You're going to work pushing through those heels, okay? And you might think, oh no, and then straighten them back out. That's good. Just keep doing that. Say, oh, I got to straighten them back out. So the more you do this, the straighter those legs will be. Okay, so pressing through. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring them back in. And then we're going to go ahead and set one foot down and then the other foot down. Okay, not both of them at once. We're going to open up our arms and we're going to take both knees and we're going to take them to the side. So they're together now. And I don't want you to just drop them one side to the other because we need to warm up that lower back first. So you can feel it. It's going to feel all the way up. Maybe all the way to the shoulders or through the mid-back. So you have to let that warm up. Good. Okay, now we're going to drop the knees to the right side. Okay, and our arms are in a T. And the knees are going to separate a little bit, and that's fine. And so if your knees are off to the right, you can either look straight up or turn your head to the left. So this is going to work through spinal mobility here, through the hips, and all the way through the top of your head here. You know, when we walk, we use our spine all the way through the top of our head, through our tailbone, and this helps that rotation. So this is a really good one. So if you need to, sometimes I even hop up on my hip just a little bit to see if I can get my knees over there just a little bit better. Make it a little bit more comfortable. It just depends on how those hips are. A few more breaths here. Okay, so now we're going to bring those hips back to center. So if you need to bring them up and back down. Okay, we're going to do it again. So we're just going to rock back and forth. Our knees are together. And the head's back up looking at the ceiling. And we're not trying to drop them all the way to the floor yet, okay? Now you're thinking, oh, it feels better now. So my back is warmed up. I can feel that. Okay, now we're going to take them to the other side. So we're going to drop them to the other side. And again, if you want to give it that little hop to make sure they're all the way over there. And again, you can look up or you can look to the opposite hand. So our goal here, of course, is to have both shoulders on the ground as we're looking to the side. Because you want that nice little axial rotation to be comfortable too. So maybe you're not, maybe your legs are like really apart too. And that's okay to start with because you have to start someplace, right? On this side, it's not, my knees are further apart. You know, they feel a little more awkward on this side than they do on the other side. We always have a difference usually from one side to the other. I teach yoga and I move around a lot in yoga. I don't ever just sit and stretch. Okay, let's go to the other side. Good job. And I like to just allow my body to stretch. Okay, so now we're going to open the feet up to about shoulder width apart. And we're going to go ahead and do just like we did when we started earlier when we were sitting down and we moved those knees from side to side. So this is going to get that lower back and those hips again. Okay, so this is a nice way of doing that warm up too. But they feel totally different. I think the seated version is a little bit harder, but this is a great one. So let's get this hip movement in. And then maybe you could take your time and see how far you can get those knees all the way down to the floor, or as close to it as possible. Good job. Let's just do one more on the other side. Okay, let's walk those knees back in. Okay, so we're going to bring the knees back to the chest, and we're going to take just the right leg up. We're going to set the left foot down on the floor. We're going to think about that belly going all the way back down again, navel to the floor. And you can take your towel again and put it under your foot or your strap. And then we're going to draw the leg towards us. So if you're capable of grabbing onto your leg and pulling it towards you, and you can grab onto your ankle, maybe you don't need your towel. And I want you to think about pulling that heel up towards the ceiling, because I want you to feel that stretch all the way through the back of the leg. And we're going to breathe. And every time you exhale, I want that leg to release, and I want you to pull it towards you just a tiny bit more. I mean, just a tiny bit. I don't expect you to get your shin to your forehead or anything. Perfect. So we've got it pretty close to us after 3 good breaths, okay? So it's not that far away. So we're going to go ahead and release the leg. Now we're going to let it just flop out all the way to the side, okay? As far as you can get it. So I can hold on to mine and get it pretty parallel, and then I want to be conscious of my left leg. My knee is still pointing up towards the ceiling, and my foot is on the floor. So my left tush is off the floor a little bit to allow my right leg to open up. But I feel that stretch all the way through my inner thigh. And I'm just going to leave it here for 3 good breaths. Excellent. So now I'm going to bring it up. Now I'm going to straighten my left leg. Now my right leg's going to go all the way across my body. Good job. And I'm going to go ahead and just allow my body to be in this folded over position. So I can hold onto my ankle with my left hand. So maybe you can't. Maybe your leg is way down here, and that's fine. So we just have something to work on, okay? And you're going to breathe. I have both my shoulders on the floor, though. I'm trying to keep both my shoulders there. So I can feel this stretch all the way from my chest, all the way through my leg, okay? Lower back, all that. Now this tush is, of course, off the floor. And I'm breathing. Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and get that leg back up. And we're going to go ahead and bring that knee down. And we're going to bring the left knee up. Okay, let's go ahead and push through both heels. Bring the hips up, because I kind of like to do this just to reset the hips. Squeeze the buns a little bit. And then from the shoulders, we're going to start to release. And we're going to come down slowly. Tailbone's the last thing that's going to come down. Okay, good job. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna bring that left leg up. Right knee is up. Now you can have your strap back on again if you need to. And we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna pull that left leg in now. Inhale and exhale. Taking your time. Just pulling it towards you. Excellent, good job. Okay, we're gonna bring it all the way back up. Now, we're gonna take it out to the outside of us, okay? So I'm gonna open up and I'm just gonna drop it to the side. Good. Feeling it through that inner thigh. Of course, maybe you can't hold it in your ankle. Hold your ankle, take it out to the side. Maybe it's not that far up. Maybe you have it, at, 5 o'clock instead of at 11 o'clock. And that's perfectly fine. But if you have that towel, I want you to hold it out as, where you can feel that stretch through that inner thigh. Maybe press through the knee a little bit to get a stretch through that inner thigh. Try to keep that leg as taut as possible. Breathe. Don't hold your breath. Good. Okay, so we're going to bring that leg back up. We're going to straighten the right leg. We're going to switch hands now, and we're going to take it over across the body. There you go. Both shoulders on the floor. Now we're getting through that hip. Good job. And again, maybe you can't hold that ankle in your hand, and that's fine. And then we're going to go ahead and release it. Oh, and we're going to bring it back into the center. All right. So we're going to just bring both knees to the chest one last time. Okay, and we're just going to rock side to side. Perfect. And we're going to put the right foot down, then the left foot down. And I'm going to scooch over, and then I'm going to roll over onto my back, onto my tummy. Onto my tummy. All right, so we're going to take a little break right here. So if you want to roll yourself all the way up and get a drink of water right now, now's the time to do it. And get yourself a drink of water again, because we're going to do some lower back work on our tummy for a second. Alrighty, so if you want to pause me, you can do that. Otherwise, we're going to get right into it. So we're on our lower tummy. So right now we're on our elbows. So we're going to look out in front of us with our shoulders right over our elbows, and our hands are flat. And we're going to look out in front of us. And so right now that might be a big stretch for you right there. So our hips are flat on the floor, our legs are out behind us, and we're just gonna lift up, being tall, so we're not tippy turtle, we're not way down here where our neck is sunk in between our shoulders. Okay, we're pressing up through those elbows, and our neck is tall. Yeah, that's, my neck is tall, I have a short neck. And I'm being strong through my upper body, okay? Trying to feel that through my lower back, which I do. There. And then if you feel like you can go a little bit higher, we're gonna go ahead and place our hands right where our elbows were, and we're gonna press up a little bit higher, and we're gonna keep that chin parallel with the floor, okay? And you're gonna think about allowing that belly button to sink a little bit, okay? Instead of coming up here, we're gonna let the belly button sink towards the floor a little bit more. But I'm trying not to let my neck sink too much here. I gotta try to be strong and tall through my belly. Okay, and then I'm gonna push myself up into a down dog position, not down dog, an all fours position. So here we're back on our knees. So if you need extra padding, this is a great time to get yourself an extra pillow or something to put under those knees, okay? Just in case you want that under your knees. Alrighty, so we're gonna push ourselves back into a child's pose, and we're gonna stretch those fingertips out this time, and we're really gonna sink into the child's pose. Reach out as far as you can. And I know it's not easy, bending those knees this far. For some of you, I know that's tough to do. So if you need to come out of child's pose sooner, that's fine. And we're gonna inhale, exhale, we're gonna come up, okay? But we're not done yet. We're gonna take that left hand, see this nice big square, we're gonna put it through here, and then we're gonna sink back into our child's pose, and we're gonna look under at that hand. So turn the head, set it down. Our palm is up. And then we're gonna come up, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side, okay? So we have this big square. We're gonna slide the right hand through, and we're gonna look through the hole. Good. Getting that shoulder and that upper back. And then we're gonna come up. We're gonna come all the way up on those knees, and I'm gonna scoot this way so you can see my head. Okay, and we're gonna take the left arm, and then we're gonna reach back and touch the heel, okay? And bring it forward. Take the right hand, reach back and touch the heel. Okay, so you can do this two different ways. You can either slide your hands back and just have those fingertips touch and look up towards the ceiling, or you can take those fingers back to the heels and look up towards the ceiling. Whichever one works best for you, okay? gonna really stretch out the front of your legs and your lower back. Good job. Okay, now we're gonna bring ourselves back up to the front. Very nice. Okay, we're gonna bring ourselves back round. We're gonna place our hands out in front, and we're gonna get into a plank position. So we're gonna go ahead and take our toes out. Good job. And we're gonna stick our tush in the air into a down dog. And we're gonna push our heels towards the floor, and we're gonna let our head drop in between our arms. Good job. And we're going to take ourselves back into that plank. So I know this is hard on your wrist. We won't be here forever. And now we're going to take our right leg and we're going to bring it under our body. And we're going to bring it back. Our left leg is going to go under our body. And we're going to bring it back. Good job. We're going to push ourselves with our tush up in the air again into that down dog. Got that head relaxed. Push those heels down. Now we're going to drop the knees down, but we're not going to let them touch the floor. And good. And now we're going to push the tush up into the air again. Now we're going to go into the plank again. Let's bring ourselves into the plank. Okay, we're going to push ourselves back into the down dog. Okay, we're going to balance on that left toe and bring the right foot up into the air. And we're going to bring it down. Good. And we're going to just relax into the down dog. Now we're going to balance on the right toe and bring the left foot up into the air. Good job. And we're going to bring that left foot back down. And we're going to balance back into the plank. Okay, now we're going to drop the knees almost to the floor. And then go ahead and drop them all the way to the floor nice and gently. Relax your toes. Good, now push yourself all the way back into that child's pose. Stretch those arms out. Now you're going to take your right tush and you're going to drop it off to the side, and you're going to walk your hands to the left. Good, and now we're going to bring ourselves back to center. And then we're going to drop our tush to the left and walk our hands all the way to the right. And then we're going to bring ourselves back to center. Okay, and we're going to bring ourselves into all fours, and we're going to bring ourselves back into that plank. And then we're going to bring our right knee up in front into a pigeon. And relax that back toe into the left foot. Put our hands right underneath our shoulders, and we're going to bring our chin up parallel with the floor into a nice pigeon. So this leg, everybody always wants to get it way up here, okay? It does not need to be way up here parallel, okay? It can be tucked in, and if this leg can't be straight, you can tuck it in too, okay? So don't feel like it has to be straight out behind you. So if you need to tuck that leg in, and then, but I want your body, I want you to try to rotate that body so that your torso is facing forward, okay? So this is the goal, is to have your hip rotated down, but that's the goal for later, okay, if you can't get it there. But that's where we're trying to get, is so that you can rotate that hip down. Because that's where we want to get, is that total hip alignment. Okay, we're gonna take that toe back. See, curling that toe back under. Pop ourselves back up into that plank. Let's get into another little down dog here. Good. Okay, bring yourself back. Okay, let's bring that other knee up into a pigeon. Good, and relax the toe in the back. Falling off my mat here. And then bring that chin parallel with the floor. I like to have my hands right underneath my shoulders. Good. Okay, now I'm going to curl the toe back under, bring myself into a plank. Good. And bring myself into that down dog again. Good, and then I'm gonna walk my feet in to a nice little bear. And then I'm gonna drop my knees down. Perfect, then I'm gonna crisscross my feet in the back, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and bring my hiney back down to the floor. And then my legs out front. Perfect. All right. So then I'm going to crisscross my legs in front. Okay, now I'm going to turn towards you. Nice. Okay, so we're going to do a little side bends here. Okay, side bending. And then a side bend. So nice and easy. 2 side bends. Good. Okay, now we're gonna, you're gonna reach out in front like you're wrapping around. Like you're gonna really wrap yourself around someone. That one always gets me. Whew. Okay, now reach up over the head. Okay, and then we're gonna side bend. Yourself back down. Okay, we're going to place a hand on the knee and we're going to reach out behind and you're going to look behind you and hold it here and breathe for me. Sit up nice and tall. Don't lose your posture, okay? Sit up nice and tall. And then we're going to rotate to the other side. Nice and tall, and you're breathing nice and deep. Trying to keep that chin parallel with the floor. You don't want to droop your head down. And then you're going to bring it back to center. Okay, and then we're going to open those legs up as wide as you can comfortably. Okay. And you're going to think about bringing those toes up. Okay. And then we're going to bring one hand up and the palm is up and we're going to go over and reach the toe. Nice side bend here. Nice big inhales and exhales. Good, and we're gonna just roll ourselves up, and let's do that to the other side. Palm up, reach up and over. Get it through that side. You feel it all the way through those ribs and through that back. And then come back up. Good. Alrighty, so we're going to rotate to the side. We're going to turn. So we just rotate and we're going to just walk out. So depending on who you are, you might only walk out to here. But if you can, you're going to walk out as far as you can. And then we're going to come out in front, and then we're just going to take a little walk across and reach out for the other leg. Breathe, inhale, exhale. And then we're just going to walk those little hands up we go. Okay, we're going to bring our feet in, and you're going to touch those feet. Let's see what time it is. There we go. And you're just going to kind of flutter them. So if you need to have them way out here, that's fine. And then as you get more flexy, you're going to start tucking them in more. So we're not doing hard flutters. We're just doing tiny flutters here. And it just kind of helps warm up those inner thigh muscles. Sorry, that's a Merry Christmas Snapchat. Today is Christmas Day. Alrighty, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring one foot up, and we're just going to do our ankles here for just a second, because we're going to stand here in a second. Okay, and round and round. So when you do your ankles, don't do this quick thing. Okay, I want you to think about the tip of your toe, and you're making as big a circle as possible with your ankle, or with your toe. So that what it does is that it helps your ankle make as big a rotation as possible. So just think about your toe making a big circle. Okay, other foot, in and out. Okay, big circle. Okay, go the other way. Do the other way again. All right, so let's do a little flexibility test or strength test. So you're going to, and I'm not sure I can do it right now, crisscross your ankles, and we're going to try to stand up. So if you can't do it, it's okay, without touching your hands to the floor. Ooh. This is a slidey mat. Okay, fail for me. Alrighty, so I gotta stand back here now. So we're just gonna do a couple standing stretches. We're gonna slide our hands down our legs. So we're gonna stand here. Your knees aren't straight. Okay, straight, bendy, straight. So we're gonna bend the knees just a tiny bit, okay, and we're just gonna take our hands and slide them down our tush. Our back is flat as we're doing it, and we're pulling in our navel, and we're just going down as far as we can comfortably, okay, we're sticking out that tush, and then we're relaxing the shoulders at the very end to see how far we can go down, okay? And then eventually, hopefully, looking at your knees. And then breathing a little bit. Here at the bottom. And then we're going to slowly come back up. Pull in the navel so that you can help that lower back as you come back up, okay? So we're going to do that again, okay? Slide the hands down, push the tush out. The knees are slightly bent. And you're going to go all the way down. Pull through that lower belly. So think about all the way through the hip bone, up through the belly, up through the rib cage. And then look between the knees. I'm going to hold it here for 3 breaths. And then we're going to roll ourselves back up. Very good. Okay, we're going to do that one more time. Down we go. Slow, slow, slow. Pull up through that belly button, or lower, it's actually like through the hip bones. Just let the body unhinge through those hips. Look between the knees. And I'm not even as close as I want to be. You know, I want that head to be right there by my knees, and I'm not there yet either. Inhale, exhale, slowly come up. I mean, I can get my hands to the ground, but I'm not as far over as I want to be, so I'm still working on that bit of flexibility too. Okay, we're going to come up. Now, you're going to bend at the toes. So if you have tennis shoes on and they're hard soled or whatever, then I want you to kick them off, and I want you to bend at the toe. My tennis shoes are real flexy, so I can do this. And my ankles are popping. I'm going to do this because I'm also bending at my ankle, which is great. Perfect. I mean, there's so many things, I mean, different ways to stretch. I mean, we're barely touching the surface. These are just my go-to basic stretches that we're doing right now. We're going to do just a couple more for the feet and the ankles. Okay, and we're going to actually get back down. And you're going to put your hand right here on your ankle. You're going to get down on this knee, and we're going to lean forward. Try to keep that heel on the floor. And we're going to lean forward. Let me get to your side so you can see me on the side. Can you see that? I'm just leaning forward. Trying to keep that heel on the floor. I can feel that through my calf. Like I said, I have unusually tight calves. Working on an ankle mobility, and come back up. And then lean forward into that calf. See, this is a stinker for me. This is a hard one. Okay, coming up. Okay, we're going to trade sides. Put my hand right there into my ankle and then lean forward, keeping that heel on the floor. And then release, and then heel on the floor. I know that's a tough one. I didn't think I knew I had kind of bad ankle mobility, but boy, I was told by the doctor when I went in the other day that I did, and I thought, guess it's true. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring myself back up. I retie my shoe, sorry. All right, so I'm gonna step back here again. Okay, so we're gonna just let the ankle go side to side. Did this one the other day and it cooled down. And then the other side. You know, ankle stuff is one of those things that when you're sitting in a chair, you've got nothing else to do, it's a great thing to do. Let the ankles rock from side to side, up and down. It's a wonderful way to now you think big toe, baby toe. It's just a good way to strengthen those ankles by just moving them around in ways that you wouldn't normally move them around. And by actually thinking about them and concentrating on them is going to help with their strength and mobility too. And now we're going to go heel toe, heel toe. Okay, other foot. We gotta keep them strong so that we don't roll our ankle. And if we do accidentally roll our ankle, maybe we're not gonna get injured as much, or we can recover way quicker. So we have to work on that ankle mobility. Okay, so we're gonna come up on our toes and then back down. Ooh, I just did exactly what I was gonna tell you not to do. Don't come out like this, okay? Come up on the ball of your foot and then back down. You know, in yoga, we do balance work all the time, and I fail at it miserably. And I teach so many different types of balance classes, Tai Chi and yoga, and different things, and silver sneakers. I think I'd be a lot better at it than I am. Work on my feet constantly. Okay, so we're just gonna balance on that foot for a second. So pick a foot. Just taking a second or two to just balance from one foot to the next also helps strengthen those core muscles in the bottom of your foot and through the ankle, calf, all the way up through your hips. That left one's not being good today. All right. Okie dokie. Let's end with some nice deep breaths. So we're gonna inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more time. All right. This is Joy from Enjoy Fitness 43. Thank you for being with me today. This is actually Christmas Day, so Merry Christmas and have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.